Welcome to the Q1ish 2024 update for the BAE HQ. This is going to be a short episode of just me, just running through some of the highlights so far and what you can expect for the future. If you don't know who I am, I'm Amar, and I'm one of the co-founders of BAE HQ in charge of media. So we've had a really busy start to the year, and to be honest, I can't believe it's already March and we're about midway through. And we've had different things, so I'm going to run through them all quickly. So if we start on the event side, we've had a few big events. So flagship event was the HSBC Innovation Banking panel on February the 7th. We had an all-star panel of Ash Arora, Omid Ashtari, Raj Khera, and Rupi Malaysia. And we had 195 signups for that. And those events are always manic for us, right? So we had so many people in there, but so many new friends were made. And we got really good feedback about the panel because all of them, what they really cared about, and this is what we pick, is that they were giving insight and value to the audience rather than just talking about themselves and trying to big themselves up. So real big thank you to all the people on that panel for helping us to do that. The next big event, public event, was the fireside chat with Siddhi Mittal, which was a few days ago. And for those of you who don't know Siddhi, she's a great character, we're good friends, and we were able to have a bit of fun with it. So we had 120 signups, and it was just before International Women's Day, and we had a lot of audience engagement and interaction. So one of the good things about having those events where it's just me and the person I'm interviewing is that we can really bring in the audience. So it's a different kind of vibe to the panel events, which feel much bigger and much more overwhelming. But when it's a small group like that, well, I say small, it's about 80 people turned up with 120 signups. It really gives you the opportunity to actually get to know people a bit better and have a bit more of a laugh. Then we also had other events too. So we had a football match against HSBC Innovation Banking, who are our headline sponsor for this year. So that's another big thing for this year is that 2024 is backed by HSBC Innovation Banking on the podcast and a lot of our ESG work. So when we played them, it was 5-1 up to us. Then it got to 5-5. And then with 2 minutes left to go, it was 7-5 to them. So we did lose that. And if you're listening to this and you're good at football, we need you. Get in touch. We want to make sure we're winning these games in the future. We also had an event with Joelson, which was who are our exclusively legal partners. And that was all about how to raise your first round. And we got a bunch of about 20 founders who were all in that pre-seed stage to be able to ask all of their questions directly to lawyers, completely free. And that's a big part of what we're doing too. We hope to do more of these kind of workshops. So big thanks to Joelson for supporting us on that. And we got great feedback from the audience on that as well, about how much they enjoyed it and how much they learned as well. So we are looking to do more of those kind of workshops in the future as well. Then on the university side, so I went to go and give a talk at the University of Bath Accelerator Programme. And that was really cool to see people who are students coming up with great ideas. And they're so much further ahead of where I was at their age. And it's really exciting to see that next generation come through. I also gave a talk at their Engineering Student Entrepreneurship Society, which was all about getting them ready to be able to pitch their companies, which is something which for a student is quite intimidating, understandably. I think for many of us it's quite intimidating. But we're doing a lot more of that work now in the future as well. So coming up to upcoming events in the future, we've got an event coming up with Female Founders Rise, which we're going to be announcing pretty soon, and you can sign up to that. So Female Founders Rise are a great community, obviously focused on female founders. And that's just, we have a lot of people asking us to collaborate all of the time, but Emily Faust behind that, incredible, and definitely somebody who we'll probably work with more in the future too. We've also got events coming up with Google and AWS, which we can't announce just yet, but there's going to be big events, huge crowds. So make sure you keep an eye on that too to sign up. And we're really excited to showcase the appreciation talent in those situations. Then, of course, the podcast is motoring along. So we're now at, I think this is episode 121, today's episode. And we've had a series of incredible guests. I'm not going to try and name them because I will miss people out and I will get it wrong. But make sure you check that out, right? Remember, every Tuesday is the lab episode. So lab episodes are with experts in particular topics. So that's the bit where you really get to learn about a particular topic that's going to help you succeed in your business. And then the BAE podcast on the Thursday, which is the more stories of founders and how they got to where they are today. So when we see that, it's like one is about inspiring you, about showing you the journey and giving you that reality behind the scenes. And the other one is about giving the actual means and tools that you need to succeed in that environment. So you need both, right? You need both inspiration and to learn. So that's keeping going. We've got a huge amount of guests coming up. Very exciting. Again, I don't want to name anybody individually because I will miss people out who are exceptional and you've just got to check it out on the website and find out more about that too. The team itself has been growing. So Amir, who's our video content lead, has now come up to 3 days a week, 3 days a week full time, but you understand what I mean there. So he's increasing his hours, and that means that more and more is being delegated from me to him, which frees up my time for some of the other things we're doing as well. We've also got another video editor coming on board as well to help him out, Lou, who's joining us. So we'll tell you more about her as we get along as well. Then we've announced some more ambassadors as well. So we had Neda announced at the end of last year. We've also announced Shamik Parek, who's an investor at Octopus Ventures. We've announced Siddhi Mittal, who's co-founder of Y Hungry. We've announced Joelson Patel, who's a founder of OcuShield and also one of my angel investments. And we've also announced Jaspal Rai, who works for SwiftScale. There's other people who are announced as well behind the scenes, or we've agreed to sign up. We just haven't announced them publicly. So there's lots of people getting involved in that, and there's a huge amount. We feel the love from the community on that side, right? Always people wanting to get involved and help out. Another big announcement I did the other day is the launch of BAE Studios. So for those of you who don't know, majority of everything you see publicly is all not-for-profit, right? So we've got two different entities, a not-for-profit entity and a for-profit entity. That for-profit entity has been not really a focus for us, right? So what we've been focused on is getting the not-for-profit side built up. That's where the team is involved. That's where HSBC Innovation Banking are backing us. And that's the key reason why we started this, right? But at the same time, I haven't paid myself since October 2022, and I'm not that rich. So we have to make this a sustainable business, right? Because if me and Gerber aren't feeding ourselves or eating, then this can't survive. So we've got to have both sides of the business, and the not-for-profit side, be very transparent about everything there. If people donate to that, people invest in that, then that doesn't come to me or Gerber, and we're not taking a salary from that. Then the for-profit side with BAE Studios is basically leveraging our content expertise. So I've done over 280 something episodes now. I know podcasts inside out. I've talked to a lot of the top podcasters. We can manage people's podcasts very easily and make sure it's a high quality and take away all of the stress, right? Because I've had to build up a team from scratch after editing over 100 episodes myself. And we have the systems in place that I know as a podcaster myself about what I need and how to make it effective. We also offer ghostwriting services, both in blogs and LinkedIn. So LinkedIn ghostwriting is obviously, hopefully follow me. If you don't, go and follow me, please. And you can see like how to build that relationships, because what's important on LinkedIn and even with blogs as well, isn't how many people read it or how many people like your posts. It's the depth of the relationship. And so I've got about 5K, I think, on LinkedIn, but I get a huge amount of inbound because the way I convey the messaging enables people to come and reach out to me, right? And that's what a lot of people are founders and people who work at funds want, but they don't have the time to learn it. So that's a premium service we offer there. And same with the blog writing as well, is that rather than a founder or an investor learning how to write themselves, which takes a long time and their time is valuable, you can outsource it to us and we'll handle it.
We hope you're enjoying the episode so far. We just want to give a quick shout out to our headline partners, HSBC Innovation Banking. One of the biggest challenges for so many startups is finding the right bank to support them. Because you might start off and try to use a traditional bank, but they don't understand what you're doing. You're just talking to an AI assistant, or you're talking to somebody who doesn't really understand what it is you're even trying to do. HSBC have got the team they've built out over years to make sure they understand what you're doing. They've got the deep sector expertise, and they can help connect you with the right people to make your dreams come true. So if you want to learn more, check out hsbcinnovationbanking.com.
We also offer one-to-one coaching. So there's all different areas that we have expertise in. Obviously, I've interviewed 1 million people, got the writing side. There's investor coaching from Gervit, all of those kind of things that we can offer. If you want that one-to-one time for us, which is quite difficult to get now on a free basis, just because we've got so much inbound, it's quite hard for us to deal with. If somebody's willing to pay, that enables us to make things sustainable and means we can give out more for free to the general community. We also have group coaching. So this is for people who are large organizations where they want to get us in to talk to their team and to build up the skill set of their team. And we love doing that side too, because that values us at the correct valuation where those companies have the budget and have the money to do that effectively, right? And for the corporate side of things, we're able to charge an amount which we know will give people an ROI. So that's the BAE Studio side. And to be honest, we only need a few clients at a time. We're not trying to be a mass market thing, right? If we can get about 5 clients to begin with, that pays the bills and reduces the stress on us, right? And that means that we've got more brain space for the BAE HQ not-for-profit side, and everything can keep ticking the way it is. So really excited about all of that too. Then if we just zoom out, how is this entire thing doing, right? Like me and you talking right now, am I happy with the BAE HQ? Am I happy with our progress? Are we in a good position? And the answer to all those questions is yes. Like this is growing in a way that even we couldn't really imagine. And what's really exciting for us is that we're now more and more embedded in the ecosystem, in that we were kind of those plucky outsiders to begin with. And now all of these people from all these different major organizations all want to talk to us. And what we represent there is because we've been able to grow as quickly as we have, we've been able to build the trust in the way that we have. It's how can we now leverage that trust to make a difference by collaborating with other organizations, by learning from those different groups as well, and making that impact at a higher level. And when we talk about collaborations, what we mean is that we're able to work with some of the biggest companies in the world and people with a huge amount of influence and power to really make a difference. And it's been quite surreal now who's in my LinkedIn inbox. And some of you may know that I've got autoresponder. And to try to keep track of this high quality inbound is a great challenge for us, right? But it's a good problem to have, that we have these people who want to reach out and want to help us. So on that front, things are going very well. And we're also, between me and Gerber, so Gerber has now been full-time for a bit longer, which makes that we can just separate our roles a bit more clearly. And as a team comes in, we can work out like, where do we want to spend our time? Because think about it, we're kind of a startup ourselves in many ways, right? We've been going for about a year and a half. So we're going for all these different learnings and things too. So Gerber is really focused on the investor side. So anybody wants their pitch deck reviewed, anybody wants to look for investment, here's the guy you go to, right? And a lot of people obviously come to me because I'm the guy on the camera talking right now, but Gerber is your man for that, right? And we've got the people that support him on that as well, who we don't always reveal because of privacy and everything like that. But he's really building out that part of the business, which is really exciting as well. So it's been so much growth in the last couple of months. It's incredible. And I feel like we're in such a stronger position than we were even 3 months ago. And as part of that, massive thank you to HSBC Innovation Banking for partnering with us and giving us that freedom to learn in the way we have, because the backing they've given us has enabled us to keep growing and to keep learning and gives us some stability, right? So big thank you to them. Big thank you to Joelson, the exclusive legal partners as well, who, again, that workshop they gave to founders made a huge impact. And also just to support the everything that's behind the scenes, huge help too. And is there anything else to mention? I probably am forgetting things. This is the nature of the beast, right? And people ask me what's my average day like. There is no average day, but really exciting what's happening. We're able to continue growing, hope to get better systems in place, because we know there's so many of you now who want to get involved, want to help out. And make sure you go to the website, right? There's so much of this on the website. If you go to thebayhq.com, you go to the About section, you look at how we can help, how you can help us, and get in touch on those kind of lines, right? Because sometimes people get in touch about, I'd love to learn more about what you're doing, or I'd love to help out. But if you can tell us something which is on our list of things we want to do and give us that, it just keeps things so much more streamlined and easier. Because one of the things we're struggling with at the moment is like, how do we manage this huge community and this huge goodwill? And we're trying to make sure that we do things in a correct prioritization. So that prioritization is how does that prioritization work as we scale and as we get bigger? And it's a real big focus on like, how do we make a difference? So there's so many things you can help on. One is anything to do on the for-profit side is amazing because it makes sure I get food. But the biggest thing that we really care about is that school and university work. If you're at a school or you're at a university and you can get us down there and we can talk to the kids and the students and we can tell them about this world that they don't know about and get them involved and set up that next generation, that's going to make me feel good. That's going to make us really believe that what we're doing is actually making a difference. And the other big thing I love from the events is where people come along and they just meet a bunch of like-minded people and they feel like they're part of it. And that is the bit that just makes me super grateful that we've been able to do this. And I always say we're barely even begun, right? We're a year and a half in. This is like so much more to go. And sometimes it's hard to smell the roses about the partnerships we've got, the people we're working with, and the impact we've already made in some ways of people who feel welcome and feel like they've got a community that didn't before. But I see it as like we're only just begun. There's so much more work to do. And I'm really excited to keep doing that. So this wasn't properly scripted, so I probably have forgotten stuff, like I said, but thank you so much. And I really hope to see you at our future events. Make sure if you're not signed up to newsletters that you sign up to a newsletter, because that is the best way to keep in touch of everything that we're doing. So take care.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.